Ollie's has been steady getting in WWE products, so I decided to make a second stop to see if they had anything new, and sure enough, they did. They had the entire SummerSlam set, but I already had them, and they had this, the Ultimate Edition Bray Wyatt from his final match, the Pitch Black match for $19.99. That's $15 off standard retail. They also had some WrestleMania Batista basics. However, for $10.99, I didn't really think that was worth it or a great deal, so I left that behind. But saw these elites. They had AJ Styles. They had Tyler Bate, which is great because, believe it or not, I've wanted this Tyler Bate since it came out, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. I figured I would wait for a ringside sale, and here we are at Ollie's, and it's still fairly new, a couple months old, so I'm stoked to pick these up. Ollie's is the spot. If you have one in your area, you gotta go and see what they have. My Ollie's apparently just sold out of the Outsiders 2-packs, I'm told. I was a day late and $1 short, but they also had another display right by the registers of a bunch of Brays, more Tyler Bates, more AJ Styles. Look at all that. They also had a Triple H that someone stole the sledgehammer of all things, Charlotte, Batista, and LA Knight. Let's head back to the heel cave. Man, Ollie's has been a godsend lately for wrestling figure collectors. If you're a modern day collector, you know the price of these things is expensive. And that's coming from me, who I buy a ton of stuff, but there's so many figures that I hold out on, hoping they go on sale, hoping for a ringside sale. And one of those figures is this Tyler Bate. I have been waiting for this. So the fact that it went down to $12.99 at my local Ollie's was a huge plus to me. And I'm so glad that I waited and didn't pay full price. And these are fairly new releases. I'm talking Series 115, 116, 117, 114 was out a couple weeks ago at my Ollie. So they're getting a ton of good stuff, and we're going to rip into these right now, all three of these figures, and discuss them. $12.99 Elites, $19.99 Ultimates, but we're going to start off with this. Actually, this AJ Styles is what we'll start off with, baby. Check that thing out. So, Series 116 AJ Styles, return AJ, shot of him right there looking jacked AF. Look at that, man. And it says, from Gainesville, Georgia, 5 feet 11 inches, 218 pounds. The Styles Clash is his finisher. After spending 2 months injured on the sidelines, the Phenomenal One returned to SmackDown with his sights set on the Bloodline. Career highlights: WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion. Also in this set was Flying Brian Pillman, Lexis King, Randy Orton, and Jade Cargill, as well as Kevin Owens. All four of those figures, Randy Orton Chase, Jade Cargill, Kevin Owens, were also at Ollie's. I mean, these places are stocked. If you got one, I suggest going out and picking these up. But we're going to slice into these. And no, I did not have these. Believe it or not, there's a common misconception that I buy every single figure that comes out. I do not, nor do I get them sent to me by Ringside and Mattel. So I pick and choose. I purchase the figures myself. Don't know why people think that I don't, but I do. All right, so we're going to take out the additional hands first. He only comes with an additional set of C-grips, as you can see here. They have the AJ on the glove. Nothing too exciting. The gloved hands look good. We're going to take his hand, and we're going to unhook it so we can free the Phenomenal One from his plastic packaging. We're going to take off these rubber bands. I try to be careful with these because I do like holding on to these rubber bands in the event it's something that I want to keep closed, like this jacket or so. But we're going to take it off first so we can examine this bad boy. So underneath the jacket, he does have on his Phenomenal One elbow pad. He's got those P1 gloves that you can put together perfectly now with those double jointed elbows to do his pose. He also has all of his kids' names and his tattoos on his rib cage. New torso looks great on AJ here. Really reflective of how he looks now. However, I do wish that he had a little bit of chest hair. I think that would have looked good. Styles on the wrist of the glove on both sides. Great looking, long haired head sculpt. Flowing in the back. Check that out. and he's got a typical jeans mold here. Pretty cool. Nothing too exciting, which is why I kind of passed on this when it first came out. But for 12 bucks, can't shake a stick at that. I mean, $12.99 is around what basics are in my area. Putting this on backwards, by the way. All right, so let's just look at it before we put it on. So the reason I got confused is that the lapels go behind the hood, which is unique. I thought it was this way, and I was going to put the hood that way, but very, very plain, basic, and to the point. However, it's pretty much what he wore, so they honestly could have gotten away without putting the elbow pad in there on him inside the jacket, but instead they went for it. You got to appreciate when they go the extra mile for something that's kind of unnecessary, to be honest with you. So let's bend up these elbows. Let's put those gloves together. There he is. The phenomenal one, baby. There he is. See if we can stand him a little bit. And there he is. The phenomenal one. AJ Styles from Elite Series 116. Looks great, but let's be honest, this is not the figure that I was most excited for. Kind of bought this because of the price, if you know what I mean. Next up, we're going to take a look at this Tyler Bate that I have been waiting for. I have his original figure, the Ringside Collectibles exclusive with the UK title, but now we're getting his more toyetic look with the beard, with the long hair, the colorful gear. On the side is a shot of Tyler Bate right there. On the back, all his information. From Dudley, England, 5 feet 7 inches, 175 pounds. His finisher is the Tyler Driver 97. The big, strong boy made his SmackDown debut, reminding Pete Dunne who he really is, where he came from, and forming the new Catch Republic. Career highlights are NXT Tag Team Champion, first ever United Kingdom Champion, and the NXT UK Tag Team Champion. Also in this set, as you can see, is CM Punk, R-Truth, Tyler Bate, Kairi Sane, Drew McIntyre, who is the Chase, and The Rock. The only two from this series I haven't seen at Ollie's yet is CM Punk and The Rock. Already have The Rock. Bought everybody else, including the Chase, Drew McIntyre. And then CM Punk is the only one that I don't have from this set yet. So hopefully we can track that down. Let's rip this bad boy open and see what it's all about. See if it's as good as I built it up in my head after all these months. There he is. And he does come with the additional hands here, which we're going to take out right now. As you'll see, these pointer fingers, pretty cool. I'm probably going to use one. Have, let's get it to focus there, the tattoos on the back of the hand, which looks good. And now let's take the figure out. All right, there he is. We're going to take his entrance robe off, which, by the way, is a unique texture. Very clean prints. Tyler Bate, it says, with some leaves. The orange and the green, they really do pop together. However, you can't not display him with this on. But the gear is also reflective of the entrance gear. It has Big Strong Boy on his arm sleeve here. You can tell he's got his tattoo sleeking in to that arm sleeve all the way down to the top of his hand. The Tyler Bate logo also on the back of the trunks. Socks are coming up outside of those boots. Very Timberland style looking boots. The gear on the front. Colors are looking nice and tight. He's a little ripped, I think, for Tyler Bate, but man, that head sculpt is phenomenal. I think they did great on the body mold. All of the formula is there. He's got some thick quads for a shorter guy, so I think they did very, very good on reflecting that in figure form. However, he does have a C grip here, but I want to put the pointer finger on there so we can display him with that and the hand with the tattoo. All right, let's put this back on so we can pose him. A lot of fun here, man. When you can get some cheap elites and really build up your roster, It is a dream come true. And My Ollie's has a ton if you're in the New Jersey area. All of them are pretty loaded up. But and there he is, Tyler Bate with those flowing locks. He's only had 2 WWE figures, this one in the Ringside Collectibles exclusive, and both are vastly different. One was the short hair with the mustache, and now we've got full beard and long hair. If you didn't know better, you wouldn't know better. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't realize that it's the same guy because that's how vastly different these are, and I think that is awesome. If you're going to have multiple figures, you want them to stand out from one another. Individual releases deserve individual looks, in my opinion, and they're doing exactly that with Tyler Bate. So we're going to put him over there for now, and now we're going to open up this Ultimate Edition Bray Wyatt from his final match, the Lights Out match, that Mountain Dew match with LA Knight at the Royal Rumble 2023. Just sadly, months before his passing. There he is on the side. Love this shot of him with the eye makeup. On the back, it has them in the Lights Out. There's the figure. There's the real man. 6 feet 3 inches. From Brooksville, Florida. Mandible Claw, Universal Champion, WWE Champion. Bray Wyatt returned to WWE a changed man. He previously embraced the monster within, but now sought peace. A Royal Rumble 2023, however, LA Knight opened the door and released the monster in the first ever pitch black match. So pretty cool. We're going to slice this open. Hopefully we can see some nice tributes underneath this box, because as you know, there's always 2 quotes on these boxes. One up here, one on the bottom, and it's always a nice little Easter egg. So let's take a look at what they are. Embrace the dark on the bottom, and on the top it says, open the door. Love to see it. We're going to take the inner bubble out. We're first going to take out the accessories. Starting off with the lantern. You got to have a lantern for Bray Wyatt. Looking pretty legit. The movable handle. All right. Even the liquid inside there, the light, looks very glowing. I don't know why I said liquid. Now, essentially, you get 2 different versions of Bray, right? You have the lights on, which is going to have his skin tone and the correct colors on his glove. And you can also do, which is hard to pick, the Lights Out, the pitch black with all of the black light style printing on there. So I like that. You get options. Now, I have this figure already mint in box, I should say. And obviously it's displayed in the pitch black. So I think I want to finalize this and put it in skin tone. Maybe even this head, since this is already displayed mint in box in my collection. So we're going to take a look at everything all together. Man, beautiful looking head sculpts on Bray here. His final match. This is an important figure, especially as a big fan of his. Now here are his regular arms, as you can see. I love this hand. That's money. I love that. I think it looks great. It's very, very Bray Wyatt-esque. He would do that. Great detail on all the tattoos. Yeah, we're definitely displaying this. Very good. Sweet. Then we have, reflective of how he is on the side of the packaging, on the spine, with the eye makeup, beard, smiling. Even has his silver fronts in, as you can see, which I love. The hair in the back. Look at that ombre from the dark down to the light brown. Man, they did an excellent job on this. And look, when you lift up the hair, you can see his tattoo peeking onto his neck on both sides. So over here, we have that masked Fiend looking head, which is very, very eerie and creepy, but not exactly the Fiend, right? We didn't really get to finalize this character and see what it was all about. The hair again on the back looks great. When you lift it up, you can see the straps of the mask there, which is pretty cool. I feel like when he came out for this match, he had 3 looks, which he did. You know, he had regular Bray, he had the masked Bray, and then he had pitch black Bray. Now, the figure itself, as you can see, has all the paint on, which you couldn't see when the lights were on, which is pretty cool. That Mountain Dew pitch black look. You can see his silver fronts in there. All the designs look excellent. I'm wondering if he painted those or not. The gear is pretty in line with stuff we've expected with Bray Wyatt figures. But it's the look overall that we're here for. So we're going to take his arms off. And we're going to take his head off. Now, the biggest issue is that the neck is blue, right? So that's like the intended purpose of this, is to make sure that it fits in with that. I'm hoping that because he has a beard, it kind of covers up that blue. But we're going to put his arms on. I think he can. No, I can't. I was hoping he would be able to hold it. All right. And then we're going to put his... All right, it does. It pretty much covers up the blue neck. There's a little bit you can see on the side, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it covers it up as a whole. However, I think we are going to display this with that mask head. I think that's the way to go. I think it's different enough from any other Bray figure. However, God, this is difficult because when you have that, his beard doesn't hang down as low because it's a mask, so you can see that blue there. Man, I don't know which one we want to do. That's tough. That's tough. However, you got to put that in his hand. The lantern. I feel like this figure looks super short, but let's see how he's doing. I dig it. It's not my favorite Bray. It's not the Bray that we needed. I would have much preferred promo Bray, you know, when he was coming out in pretty much civilian clothes. I would have preferred that, and hopefully we do get that. It could easily be a main event figure, if you ask me. But I love the way that this is looking so far. But I think that what we have to do, unfortunately, is we got to resort to Bray's head like that. I think that's the only way to really keep this one. So I dig it. My favorite that we unboxed today is not the Bray Wyatt, believe it or not, but it is that Tyler Bate. I think it is an excellent, excellent figure. AJ Styles was pretty solid. Bray was pretty good. And honestly, all for discount figures, how could you not love any of these? So comment below. Let me know your favorite of the 3 that we picked up this week. Hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeel. Twitter is at TheFigHeel. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, but you can get there through HeelBooks.com. Easiest way to find everything, all in one spot. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at HeelBooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHealed.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.